New at 5, this is video of a popular restaurant in Townsend engulfed in flames last night. Well, tonight authorities are saying Walker's Catfish Cabin and Barbecue is a total loss. 10 News reporter Fernando Garcia Franceschini shares what neighbors in the area had to say and how fire crews responded. Fernando?
Well, Robin, people I spoke to say Walker's Catfish Cabin and Barbecue was a staple in Townsend. It's a small, tight-knit community on the quiet side of the Smokies where many people have a close relationship with the restaurant's owners. What was supposed to be a night of celebration for the Townsend community ended with one of its most iconic restaurants burning down.
It's unfortunate.
Stu Tiefteller spent part of his morning checking out the aftermath of the fire. Even though he's from the area, he had never eaten at Walker's Catfish. Now, he says he won't get the chance.
I actually came down, I'm going to say Friday, and it was so busy, I just went on. I went on to Maryville. It's a shame to lose it.
Townsend's fire chief says the building is a total loss. He says the fire department was getting ready for the city's 4th of July festivities when they got the call. And tackling the fire, he says, was quite the challenge.
Since we did have the event, most of our personnel had been all day in the sun setting up for the event, grilling out hot dogs for folks as they came in. So they were already pretty spent by the time we got on the fire. Then working the fire, like I said, a lot of heat from the fire. We actually had 2 personnel go down, had to be transported to Blunt Memorial Hospital.
4 additional firefighters were treated for heat exhaustion on scene. Chief Stallions says, though, they all recovered. He says the focus is now in helping Walker Catfish's owners and the city of Townsend to move forward.
Anytime we lose a restaurant, it's hard. We know the people in the small town, you know the people that own it.
Don't know what exactly caused the fire. A spokesperson with the Blount County Sheriff's Office says they are out on the scene this afternoon investigating. Robin?
All right, Fernando, thank you very much.
Now to a raging overnight fire at a Townsend restaurant. This video shared with us by Desiree Medley shows those flames at Walker's Catfish Cabin and Barbecue. That's where we find WATE 6 on Your Side reporter Paige Weeks right now. And Paige, what can you tell us about the fire this afternoon?
Well, Lexi, there are more questions than answers this morning. Firefighters still don't know what caused that fire to break out in the first place. According to the Townsend Area Volunteer Fire Department chief, emergency personnel were called to the restaurant around 9:20 last night. Actually, all the firefighters were place up the road for a 4th of July celebration, so it took them a second to get here, but once they did, the building was fully involved and was already covered in flames.
Fully involved. Flames coming out of the roof had collapsed, flames coming out of the windows. Really, you couldn't even discern what the structure was. It was fully involved.
Now, the good news is nobody was inside the building, which is honestly almost a miracle because usually the restaurant is open till about 9 o'clock or 9:15. It just so happened the building was closed for repairs, meaning no employees or guests were there. The bad news is, though, it's completely gone. There is smoke still pouring from the scene. Flames are still popping up, but firefighters say it's safe. Those flames are due to the tin roof. Again, so if you drive by and you see flames coming from the wreckage, it is okay. It is being monitored. Crews are out here right now performing maintenance repair on melted internet lines, so you'll see them out here today. We'll have more on this story later on tonight, but for now, reporting live in Townsend, Paige Weeks, WATE 6 on your side. Lexi?
I know who did it, guys. Keith did it. The guy named Keith does some bad things. And I know it's Keith. Because you just don't know it.
Continuing coverage for you this morning, a popular restaurant in Townsend goes up in flames overnight.
The fire happened at Walker's Catfish Cabin and Barbecue in Townsend last night. We don't have much information, but there were several firefighters on scene putting out the flames. As soon as we know a cause, we'll let you know on air and online.
That was my restaurant. Mine. And I used to work there. And now it's ruined it. Now what should we do now?
Townsend community is searching for some answers tonight after a major fire injured several firefighters and left a popular restaurant demolished.
Walker's Seafood Cabin and Barbecue is a new restaurant inside a decades-old building right on the edge of Townsend. Now all that's left is rubble.
WAT 6 on your side reporter Paige Weeks has been at the site all day today talking with emergency personnel, residents, and even the restaurant's manager. She now joins us live now. So Paige, how's everybody taking this loss?
Well, Lori and Bo, it's a sad day here in Townsend for sure, but I do want to start off with some good news. It's true that 2 firefighters were taken to the hospital after trying to battle this blaze. It's also true that 4 others were injured and had to be treated here at the scene. The good news, though, everybody is doing well. The 2 that were taken to the hospital have since been released and are recovering at home. The same can be said for those firefighters who were treated here at the scene. They were treated for heat exhaustion. It was a very big fire. Very, very hot, but again, the good news is everybody's doing well. The bad news is that Townsend is now left without one of its up-and-coming restaurants and a building that's been here since the 80s. Do we know what started the fire?
We don't. There'll be an investigation.
That's the frustrating answer to the question.
Wait a minute.
What started the fire?
We don't. There'll be an investigation.
That's the...
I know who started the fire. I know who starts the fire. That is the guy Keith who's doing that shit. A detective for there. My God. 6 firefighters injured. Oh, I hope they're okay.
Frustrating answer to the question that folks across Blount County are asking.
Keith, I'm coming for you, Keith. What you did to my restaurant.
Asking after a fire so big, it required 5 fire trucks and nearly 20 firefighters to put it out, unexpectedly erupted.
Flames coming out of the roof had collapsed. Flames coming out of the windows. Really, you couldn't even discern what the structure was.
Even several hours after the fire was extinguished, smoke continues pouring from the building. Internet crews work to replace melted lines and
I know. My grandfather been there. And there was no cook and no employees, just him. And he didn't know the stove is turned on. So I know Keith set it on fire for himself, and he don't care. He's a criminal. I want Keith to in jail for good.
Small pockets of fire burn from deep within the rubble, all as residents watch from afar.
We built this, I think, in 1989. It was the place to be.
That's my...
Frank White.
You see that, guys? That was my grandfather.
And small pockets of fire burn from deep within the rubble, all as residents watch from afar.
We built this, I think, in 1989. It was the place to be.
Frank White said
Frank White is my grandfather.
he remembers building this restaurant back in the 80s. He's watched as different owners, managers, and businesses came and went. He says he never expected something like this.
Breaks my heart. It's sad.
As folks drive past the rubble, I found a man standing in the middle of the debris, giving thanks. That man is the restaurant's manager. While shocked and saddened by the loss, he's giving thanks for a blessing in disguise.
Yesterday we had to shut down for building repair. I couldn't let anybody in. It was a hazard.
But why is that so important?
There's Keith. He is nothing but a liar. He say about the fire electrical, but in this restaurant they don't have it at Fire Ranger Show. So it's Keith's fault.
Most nights, Walker's Seafood Cabin and Barbecue was open until 9 in the evening, the exact same time Monday night's blaze started.
God works in mysterious ways. They're not always my ways, they're His. It's not about getting knocked around. It's about standing up. Tough isn't what you can dish out, tough's what you can take.
And when it comes to what's next,
God's got the plan, all I got's a direction, and I'll follow whatever plan He lays in front of me next.
now the
Keith is nothing but a lying sack of shit.
last time I spoke to Keith, there wasn't any kind of GoFundMe or fundraiser that's been put together, but of course we'll keep you updated in case that does come to fruition. For now, reporting live in Townsend, Paige Weeks, WATE 6 on your side. Guys.
All right, Paige, thank you so much. The Blount County Fire Investigation Team is handling this case going forward, and we'll let you know when we learn more on that.